Well, it's time to end our small manga talk, and what better way to do so than to end it with something vaguely popular. Blazing Transfer Student, written in the 80s by Kazuhiko Shimamoto. I remember this one. It was talked on that podcast they made, and I remember one actor in particular who liked it quite a bit. Never read it myself, though, until now, because, god damn it, 118 friggin' chapters. Do you think I have the time to read through all this in a span of 2 days? I have more important stuff to do, like thinking about killing myself or trying to blindly find out why one actor's body is currently very itchy, which is why this ramble is going to be predominantly about the first 2 volumes of the manga, 20 chapters in total. I personally think this is pretty fair. If the manga can impress me in that amount of chapters, chances are reading any further might not change my opinion about it at all. So we begin with the pretty straightforward shot of our main hero, Noboru Takizawa, standing in front of his new school, where he's met by an explosion and the hall monitor, who basically looks like Ken from Street Fighter with a helmet. And after Noboru tries to explain the situation to him, the monitor exclaims, and I quote, "If the teacher told you to die, would you die?" And it was at this very moment that I've realized that I'm reading that kind of manga, a parody one in particular, and brace myself for the worst. Japanese brand of parody is usually known for being either extremely self-aware or extremely exaggerated, both of which you don't want in a comedy, because on one hand it feels fake, and on the other it feels like a bland trend imitator. Which one is which? You decide. But anyway, the basic plot of Wandering Hot Shota is that our main protagonist is a transfer student that transfers to weird schools where weird stuff happens, and sooner or later he has to fight someone, after which he moves to another school, rinse and repeat. Before you start typing in those comments about how wrong am I, note that I haven't said this is a bad thing. In fact, for a shonen parody manga, which, let's be honest, that's what it is, it quite accurately portrays the usual plots of old shonens. And a comedy, for the times anyways, not all that terrible, and I expected much worse. The strongest part of the manga was the fact that there's not a lot of characters you have to memorize. Special mention goes to Noburu's father, who was honestly the most entertaining part for me, albeit his son is also quite fun to watch, mainly due to him not being very smart. The artwork is also not all that shabby, albeit nothing that special for the time. And that's probably the biggest problem I had with the manga. For its time, it wasn't really all that bad. All things considered, I wasn't bored while reading it or anything. But if you're like me, then this manga has nothing to impress you with, and in fact reads not like a parody of a shonen, but just a regular shonen, even of those times. And if you're new to manga or anime, then honestly, Golden Boy does pretty much the same plot, and it doesn't need 12 volumes to do so. Of course, I have to remind you people that this is only a ramble about the first 20 chapters, and maybe it becomes something radically different further on, but first impressions are important, and my first impressions are as follows. It has a historical value in being one of the first parody mangas in my memory that doesn't look like a newspaper strip. And for what it's worth, plot-wise, it's about as dated as the first JoJo novel, but other than that, there's nothing really all that special to Blazing Transfer Student. Well, now that this is over and done with, I'm ready to tackle on the winter 2018 anime. And trust me, this'll be a very, very interesting journey.